Alright, everyone. Red Faction, we have another This Week at Destiny for you. Thank you to the last person for yesterday's video that commented that I need to turn this up. So I turned the gain up. I turned it up here on my software. So I hope it sounds better. Um, I don't know yet. I'll find out when I upload this one later. But that being said, This Week in Destiny 7/27/2023. This Week in Destiny, we're donning some sweet glow action to praise the sun, talking about upcoming economy changes, and the philosophy of Warden's Law, and celebrating current accessibility in games. Before we dive into this week's, here's a recap of last week. Announcement of Solstice returning, the new emblem winner, message from Ghost, last chance for 2 Trials weapons, Solstice shades, and Prime Gaming Awards. For this time, raid date and raid time. Behind the scenes of Veil Containment, talking about Warden's Law. It's week 2 of Solstice, week 2 of Solstice. A update to the economy overhaul, plus a nod to Dead Man's Tale. Time to vote for a map. A win for accessibility, and we're just getting started. And the winners of this week's Art of the Week and Movie of the Week. So save the date. It's almost time. Another raid experience is just around the corner. Coming up in Season 22, we'll be reprising another raid for you to relive or maybe tackle for the first time. Although the name of the raid is still under wraps, we did want to make sure that we shared the date so you can start making those day one plans now in preparation for the new season. The upcoming raid will go live Friday, September 1st, 2023. A few things to keep in mind. Just like when King's Fall and Vault of Glass returned, contest mode will be enabled for 48 hours, so for 2 days. Clearing the raid with contest mode active is the first step to access the challenge mode in the directory and the secret triumph. Completing the secret triumph, which consists of the curated list of challenges that must be completed in challenge mode, will be how a team will snag the world's first title and get that sweet, sweet belt. Let's talk about reprise raids real quick before we go into the rest of everything. Reprise raids are fun and interesting for those that either never got to experience them in the first game, or who want to take a crack at it with some of the new features that we have in Destiny 2. When I first got into Destiny, I never was able to do half of the things that we have now. I never did Vogue. I never did King's Fall. I never did Wrath of the Machine. And I never did the Dark Below. Because, well, never got the chance to. And with, not many people having D1, because now we have D2, and there's all the slew of other stuff, I've been doing more of those. So when these raids came around back into Destiny, I was like, sweet, I finally get to do, I finally get to do frickin' King's Fall. I finally get to do Vault of Glass. So whatever the new raid is going to be, at least for me, I won't be able to do it within the first 48 hours because I can't do that till Sunday. And to be fair with you, I'm not really much of a day one raid one. I mean, my clan might get together and they might be like, yeah, let's try and tackle it, But I don't have the time to do that, So knowing the time for this is gonna be Friday, September 1st, I have to work at my job, and knowing how long a raid can take. I mean, I gotta go in for 4 on that Friday, and I gotta go in for 3 on that Saturday. I gotta work. I'm off on Sunday, so that's the only day I can do it. But Monday, I have to work. That's Labor Day, and someone asked me to work for them, so I have to work. So might not see that one, and then I gotta work all that. So yeah, great time for a reprise raid to come back. To enforce the triumph requirements in challenge mode, your fire team will wipe if you failed the success conditions during any encounter. Now, this is their big talk about stuff with, the Veil. So if you haven't done a lot of the veil containment stuff yet, I would strongly recommend you go to the bottom left of the Neomuna section of the director, click veil containment, and just go down there and experience listening to everything. Because I know when I did it, it felt so interesting to me to hear it. So let's dive into what they have to say about all this stuff. Does the container store offer options for the veil? Asking for Season of the Deep. Season 21 brought a few surprises. Hello, deep sea diving and fishing, and new lore to uncover. Season 21's Veil Containment is among those new experiences, including delving more into what actually is this mysterious veil. To explore more about this feature in the Season of the Deep, we have the narrative team to deep dive into both what the Veil Containment activity is and some of the behind-the-scenes action in developing it. Take it away, narrative team. Let me take a drink real quick, because goddamn, it's gonna be long. Okay. Not sponsored. And don't mind the shirt. It's from when I used to be a caster. The Veil Containment repeatable activity continues to tell the story of Neomuna's history with the Veil as introduced in Lightfall. If you haven't checked in with Osiris and Nimbus yet, you might not be alone. In wanting Veil Containment to be something discoverable, we went a little too far in one direction and made the activity hard to find. Even for the lorehounds interested in digging into the Veil, a lesson learned for any future content of this sort. For the folks that haven't done Veil Containment yet, it begins after you complete the unfinished business quest at the end of the Lightfall campaign and begin partying the Veil quest. From here, you will pursue leads about unusual Vex activity leading to discovery of a hidden archival records in the Veil Containment facility. After successfully completing this mission, you can return to the Veil Containment node on the far bottom left of the map. The encrypted recordings have slowly been unlocked week over week, but if you're just starting now, you can get multiple entries back to back at your leisure. Veil Containment will continue being unlocked for the remainder 3 weeks of Season 21, and additional entries will be unlocked at the start of Season 22 and Season 23. Well, I think that's interesting, the fact that, every week we're going to learn more and more as we get up to Final Shape. So that's going to really kind of drive a lot of the feelings that people have. And I'm kind of wondering, okay, so we're about to be in August. Okay, Season 22 begins in August. That means there's 3 months left. That means Final Shape isn't probably going to come out till March again. So we still have 2 more seasons left of Lightfall's whole thing. And of course, with Season 22 coming around, it's going to lead us into, from what I'm going to understand, is a lot of significant stuff with the storyline. Between both its identity and how do I want to phrase this? Its identity in our lore, from everything we know and we have learned so far, up into us learning more about it. I mean, heck, we in Season 22 or Season 23 might finally be telling Amaru to be like, hey, motherfucker, wake the fuck up. Get your ass up right now. Because, not going to lie to you, we need you. For what? Because you want to live, we want to live, we need to take care of that freaking ghost face over there. Come on. Like, so either Season 22 is going to delve into that, or Season 23 is going to delve into that. And honestly, in Lightfall, not in Lightfall, in Final Shape, I want a new raid that we're going to get. I want it to be something where we have to deal with a witness, but it's not so much killing him. Because it's kind of like, we beam to a point and he sees that what he's been chasing is no longer something that he needs. Like, we slowly break apart every little bit away from what makes him this. Because he's a combination of minds of a bunch of the race, which is why he always takes the last, because he's the last. Except Callus. Callus didn't count. Callus was kind of a little. But Rolk, I mean, Nezarek. I need to know more lore. I have to look up stuff from probably Bife or Sticky about with frickin' Nezarek, because honestly, I don't know what to expect. To be fair with you. But let's continue reading. Writing the story of Veil Containment was an opportunity to dig into the cosmic horror side of Destiny, creating the encrypted records of Ishtar scientist Shima Essa. As she and her wife researched alien force, was a chance to bring the essence of things like the CSP Foundation and creepy podcasts like the Mangus Archives into Destiny. It's a difficult experience than what we're used to, where we follow along these peeled back layers of revelations with Osiris and Nimbus, acting like researchers ourselves. Movies like The Altered States and the 2001 A Space Odyssey helped inform the tone of the messages you uncovered, all of which are underlined by the emotional story of Essie and Maya Sundra's lives unraveling in the aftermath. Hold on, I'll be back. Alright, sorry about that. Where were we? Unraveling the aftermath of the collapse and their contact with the Veil. We've seen some keen-eyed players noticing similarities between what Maya attempts with the Veil to what the Witness did in sacrificing its own people, even what Callus did with the Crown of Sorrows and a Pack of Scorn. Those threads and thematic recurrences are intentional guidelines anchoring us to the related moments in the past, and help the curious delve deeper into the lore, armed with a fistful of useful citations. Another source of inspiration during the creation of Veil Containment was the relation between an outside observer and the concepts of the Winnoner mentioned in the Book of Sorrows. We want to explore the relationships people experience to cosmic otherworldly forces beyond their understanding, and how it both tears their own moral foundations and sense of self apart at the seams. Getting frickin' dry mouth. As we discovered with Osiris and Nimbus over the past few weeks, the Veil is a cosmic collective consciousness, a psychic network that spreads like a missile network through the universe. There's intentional visual and thematic connections to egregore here, but also an allusion to the famous scene in The Lord of the Rings where Gandalf warned Sauron about using the Planatar. You know not who else may be watching. Capturing that sense of foreboding unknown is a staple of cosmic horror. The moment you realize that your role in the universe is a small one, that the universe itself may be uncaring and things lurk that you may be blissfully unaware of. As our cast push through these harrowing experiences, it also set the stage for the future in the final shape and beyond. The deep lore is out there. Okay. Solstice, second week of Solstice is coming in. Try to get the new Stanton rocket launcher or prance around in swanky new armor. We're not here to judge your Solstice time. We just need you to be nice to Grandma, please and thank you. So, Warden's Law coming back to Destiny. Um, Next season is one of the reprised little weapons. When we're looking at weapons to bring back for Nightfall rewards this season, we knew we wanted to do something unique. The Warden's Law hand cannon fit the bill. It was a fun idea back in the Forsaken days that never really caught on with players due to the difficulty in landing both shots from a vertical spread that fired, from the vertical spread that it fired. So we thought to ourselves, how can we make this gun feel better to use while maintaining its identity it originally shipped with? We felt the most important thing was to move away from it firing a spread, which is when multiple shots are fired at the same time with a single trigger pull, think shotguns, and allow it to fire a burst, which is multiple shots are fired one after the other in a single trigger pull, like pulse rifles. The initial version of the new Warden's Law pretty much helped make much had it becoming a legendary version of Crimson, complete with a 3-round burst, but minus the healing on kills. While that fun, while that was fun, it never felt right, but it also felt like it took something away from Crimson itself. We went through several variants, including a handful that modify the time between the bullets and the burst, before settling on a 2 burst, which is slightly longer delay between shots than normal. Normal bursts fire at 900 RPM. This one fires at 600 RPM. The next thing, next, I want to say next thing. Okay, fine. We're just going to say it. Next thing we knew, we had to tune it to give players a reason to run this over the standard 120 RPM hand cannons, but we also knew we needed to make it feel great to use, while still leaving room for perks and stats to improve it. We spent time focusing on several major parts of the equation: damage per burst, PvP TTK, the recoil pattern, but because the weapon is harder to use than a normal hand cannon, and that you must hit 2 shots in a single pull instead of 1, we decided to allow it to do slightly more crit damage and kill just a bit faster than something like the Igneous Hammer. We utilized the damage profile that aggressive frame hand cannons had some years back, dealing up to 9 damage against players, 25 per body and 45 a crit. Then we slightly reduced the burst delay, the time between the burst themselves, as opposed to the time between shots within a burst. So that it's slightly faster 0.93 second time to kill instead of the standard 1 second time to kill. We were also very careful to tune the recoil power in such a way that it felt manageable at a base level, but still motivated players to utilize perks to improve it. The pattern itself is doubtly important because the tightness of the burst has a direct impact on how usable the gun is at longer ranges. Since we're allowing the gun to deal more damage and kill more quickly, we do not want it to be able to reach the same maximum range as standard 120s, so we designed the recoil pattern in such a way that without manual recoil control and a little help from perks, it would be more difficult to land 2 crits from the same burst at 35 meters plus, while maintaining the smooth feel and decent ease to use at closer ranges. We're excited for you to get this revamped weapon into your hands, and we hope you have as much fun shooting as we had working on it. So, a TLDR on the autonomy, the stuff we covered yesterday. And for fans of Dead Man's Tale, there's a little something new included that you won't find in the article. So, changing stuff for post-game rewards, what weapons are coming back into Crucible, Strikes, Gambit, Nightfalls, Iron Banner, and Trials of Osiris. You'll get more engram drops for this, so it won't just be from ranking up. You'll actually get some from just playing, which I think plays a key part into a lot of the activities. Especially with Vanguard, because Vanguard feels like having to rank up and get an engram there is kind of slow. You know, it's not like, when you have the seasonal engrams where they kind of drop more frequently. Changes to the Masterwork stuff, And something that wasn't mentioned in the article, but is. Not mentioned in the article is that Dead Man's Tale will be added to the loot pool for the exotic mission rotator when Presage is available. This also makes Dead Man's Tale craftable. So get those crafting pants on. It's about to go down for DMT lovers. Because you can craft it or grab it from the exotic rotator, the exotic scout rifle will no longer be available from Xur's wares in Season 22, but it'll always be a part of our hearts. So, that's something good. I say it's good because now you're not going to have to wait for that like great if you're a fan of DMT, which I mean, more power to you. But I don't like it. I'm not a scout guy. You know, when they were mentioning Warden's Law becoming kind of like a two burst, you know, hand cannon, that fits my wheelhouse more as a burst user, and it gives me a reason to use a hand cannon, so I can kind of like stop shitting on hand cannons. Um, but because they're doing this, I wonder if they're also going to do that for Hawkmoon. Will Hawkmoon in season 23's rotator include that mission as well? Maybe. Now it's time to vote for which map you want to host our next glorious Trials of Osiris battle. So, where do you want to throw down at? You can cast your vote from August 1st to August 2nd. Okay, so on August 1st, so about next week. Next week, you guys can vote on which map you want. So, yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I don't like any of these maps for trials. Um, because what I'm going to say, Cathedral, you're going to have just so long of freaking run ups to the battle. Vostok, it's gonna be weird because everyone's going to fight in the middle. Anomaly is going to be a weird one. So if I have to cast my vote for any, I'm going to cast it for Cathedral of Dusk. I feel this is going to become either of those things where it's going to be everyone's going to run for the shotgun area, or everyone's going to hang back and try to snipe. That's my problem with Vostok. I like the map. I don't like how people play with it, and I think it's quite a large map for a 3-man. Anomaly, I think, is going to get the one that most people are going to pick. Problem I find with this map is it's going to be shotgun and fusion rifle heavy. Which there's nothing wrong with that if you like that, but no. So, for my playstyle, for how I play, I am probably going to vote for Cathedral of Dust, but you guys are all allowed to vote for what you want. Just make the right choice, because you're going to see that. No, actually, you won't. You'll see that Monday. Because I'll be at GCX while that Trials of Osiris is going on, so I won't be back until the 7th to stream. Unless I do like a real late night stream, but I don't know. I'll probably be tired as hell. I'll have like my extrovert ass is going to be dealing with too many freaking people. Okay. Accessibility. Bungie has won their first ever accessibility reward from Games for Change. I mean, which I think is great. I mean, it really shows that, you know, they're putting a lot of the work into everything. You know, making it more accessible for people. All that stuff, helping us better see certain things. Player support stuff. I mean, stuff we kind of already know about. Yep, that going on. Movies are of the week. Smeagol as a Scorn. That looks like Smeagol's face, or Smeagol's, whatever the fuck his name is. Looks like his face. That is terrifying. Because I hate Scorn enough as it is, especially these little assholes. And you're telling me you're like, precious. You're just freaking gonna be, no. Nope, don't like it. And that's a wrap. We got a few more twids before the upcoming Destiny Showcase on August 22nd. We'll have more to chat about to reveal action before the action starts, including a few more standalone articles to dive deeper into the world of Destiny. Your usually hippie reminder to drink your water, practice that self-care, and always lead with your kindest foot forward. Until next time, friends, I should go. Hippie. So, brief overview. Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, that's right. Solstice ends on my birthday. Great, finally, Brett. Thank you, Bungie. That event that you're taking away on my birthday, thank you. That's a great birthday present. I don't want to fucking play Solstice anymore. Legitimately, and there's a reason I don't want to play it. anymore. I just don't find, having fun. Like I got my probably preferred role on the crowning duologe. They got cluster bomb and demo, which for me I can use that with any build because I get freaking grenade energy back. And a lot of my builds are centered around having my grenade energy. And just my thoughts. Um, Bring a sparrow to a bonfire fight. Oh, so they're finally giving us back sparrows. Great, because I can't wait for people to try to send their sparrows through those cannons. And I know y'all gonna do it, because I'm gonna do it. But with that being said, Red Faction, I'm gonna get this uploaded. Um, I think either tomorrow or next Tuesday before I go. I'm gonna make one quick video. Kind of talking about something we kind of briefly talked about yesterday, but I kind of want to save that for when I'm not kind of in a rush. So it might not be tomorrow. It might be on next Tuesday. And then if you're going to GCX, I hope to see you there. I'll be there. Trust me, you know what to look for. Just look for this face. Just look for this face. So yeah, with that being said, Red Faction, have fun, be good, create some disorder. That's I can't even finish my actual what I want to say to do this outro. I suck at these. This is why I'm not a content creator. I'm just a streamer, and I'm just reading this because I used to do these during stream, but since I don't stream on Thursdays anymore, I'm here. So with that being said, Red Faction, have fun, be good out there, and make sure to bring some disorder to this weirdly orderly world, because that's the only way we'll get back to having our own fun. Have a good one.